Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Hobby Dude 007 channel. I am way behind on answering this community question: what is your oldest kit and what is your favorite kit? Also got some shop cards in this week too, want to share with you. Let's get to it. First up, let's take a look at the shop cards for this week, and I got one from Boz over at Twisted Plastic Fanatic. It's a new channel. I think he's got about 7 videos up right now, but he's got some great stuff to contribute. I think he was on a hiatus for, I think he said 25 years, but it's always good to have our friends back. So, Boz, welcome back. We appreciate it. He just started a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Head on over and follow along, check it out, give him a sub. You know how I feel about promoting the hobby through YouTube and any way we can, really, to grow the hobby. So go over, show him some love. Boz, thanks again for the shop card. Appreciate it very much. Next up is Butch over at Butch's Basement Builds. Now check out this 67. And you know, the uniqueness of this kind of stuff, you got the green and fades back into the green and then just kind of chipped and peeled off, but good Pro Street look there. Check that out. I love the brushed, finished brass work there. And I think Butch, this is another one that's a relatively new channel. I think he's got like 16 videos up right now. Butch does a lot of other stuff besides auto, and he just, I think the last video was, he's got an F4 Phantom up there, which is one of my all-time favorite in Warbirds, is the Phantom. But so I'm going to be following along with that one too. But is that not cool? Some other great automotive builds on there as well. In fact, go back and look at his 55 Chevy. Great colors, and just an outstanding job on it too. But I really like this Chevelle. For some reason, that's not something I would normally think about doing, but is that not just unique? But anyway, Butch, thank you, buddy. And to you and Boz both, I appreciate the kind words on the back. And we appreciate you jumping in and sharing your experience in the hobby. And again, we all learn from each other, so appreciate it, buddy, very much. And lastly, I got this from Onyx. And I got to admit, I was always a Firebird, a Pontiac guy growing up. And check out the Fiero down there. And this is Onyx Fiero at Scale and Scale Model Works. And let me tell you, Fieros are just cool. In fact, the first time I drove one was a red one. Back in the 80s, I think it was 89. It was fun to drive. Of course, I love driving Beetles. So, I mean, they're just fun cars to drive. It may not always be the fastest, but let me tell you, this thing was fast. A little V6 in the thing would just get up and scat. But I always loved Fieros and Firebirds. For some reason, that was just one of my things. But Onyx does a lot of other things. As you can see here, you've got a Gundam. And y'all know from my past, some of my past videos, I think I did one called The Geek Side about my Star Trek models and some of my other sci-fi stuff as well. I just love modeling. It doesn't matter what it is. And you know, I still, in watching a lot of, whether it's an armor builder or aircraft, the weathering techniques, as well as some of the techniques for masking canopies or complex stuff that can even carry over to windshields and things like that. It's great information, and it can be applied to all sorts of modeling. Is that not cool? Reliant. And Onyx, thank you, my friend, for the very kind words on the back there. I've gone ahead and gone over and subbed all of these guys. All 3 of these were new to me. I did not have anything down, so Amanda and I both went over and gave them subs. And I encourage you to do the same because, again, it bumps that algorithm for scale modeling in YouTube's computer system. I guess that's the way that works. But the more we get on there, the more it's going to be shown. So definitely do that. Gotta love that Fiero. By the way, if you're a Fiero fan, he also shows him changing out. I think the last video was distributor or something like that. So good information there. If you want some research material for a real one, he's the man. And Onyx, again, my friend, thank you so much. Okay, let's get the camera reset, and we'll get into my oldest and my favorites. Stick around. The oldest kits I have are not automotive, but I'm going to stay with just the automotive stuff. I've got an original Frog, which was one of the first model companies out of England, and I want to say it was 1948. It's an airplane. And I've got a 1961 issue of a sailing ship that I wanted to convert to something else that's actually a Revell. But as far as cars go, I've traded so many over the years, I don't remember what I've had that's the oldest, but what I have in my possession is, now these are some old Highway Pioneers, and we saw Matthew over at Model Car Videos. Matt did some about these as well. These had some really badly damaged, water damaged boxes, so I just put them into bags. And years ago, I disposed of the boxes like a dork. I should have kept them despite their condition. But I want to share some of these with you real quick. This is the 1915 Model T Ford, and these are a 32nd scale, by the way. And I think, as you can see, I actually started on this one some years back. I got the seats in anyway. Boy, look at that sink mark. Some work to do there. And this one is dated, it's a 1915 Model T Ford, and as you can see there, 1952. And, you know, this would be a cool little thing to finish up. Maybe I can do a buddy build with Matt, get him going, and we can knock them out and see what they look like. I've got a few more, but these were the oldest ones that I could find as far as the dates go. And this is the Highway Pioneers again. And this is the, I think it's a 07 Renault Limousine. And this one, I'm pretty sure it was 1953. But we'll take a look real quick. Yeah, this one's 1953. So those are among the oldest that I have. I've also got some original issues of a few kits, and this being one of them. This is the 1967 issue of the Long John Streamline Dragster. I think this was reissued in 2003. I looked it up, and I think the last issue was 03. And I could be wrong there, but y'all tell me in the comments if I am. But I always thought this was a cool kit. But get this, I think this is one of two that I have, and I have never built one, so I got to fix that too here coming up. Cool kit though, molded in. Check that out. Got the slicks, the white wall slicks, the driver figure, the body. Yeah, 1967. Cool, huh? And of course, nothing was chrome, so you'll have to go back and like the moon discs and chrome those. But you know what? It's still a cool looking kit, really is. And I have several others that are original issues. The first kit I built in 1963, and y'all have heard me seen me show this a lot, was the Green Hornet. I built this with my dad back in 1963, very first ones. And, you know, Matthew's got a lot of 48 Fords. Well, I got my share of these too. And kind of tying this over to what is your favorite, well, from a nostalgia standpoint, guys, it's hard for me not to say this is my favorite. But you also know I am a big lover of NASCAR, and that goes back to the old original AMT 3-in-1s that had the stock car stuff in them, and then into the MPC stock car series. I think the first one was the Jim Hurtubise Miller High Life car, and then the Mercury, then the Petty and Baker car, and from there it just grew and grew over the years, and of course I always loved those. And then all the way to today with the advanced technologies out there to do the monogram and Revell and now the Salvino cars. So I am a NASCAR lover, but you know what? I got thinking about this, and when I think back to the first models I built, this one, then I don't know how many of the 40 Ford sedans and coupes that I did, because I had an uncle and a dad that both had those. And a lot of hot rods, 32 sedan that I turned into drag cars, and of course the family was into drag racing, so I did a lot of drag cars before the stock cars. And I'll have to say, like several other people have said, when it comes to what is your absolute all-time favorite kit, oh, sorry about that. That's very difficult for me, but I think, again, going back to my childhood, this one probably, if I had to pick one, it would probably be this one. And there's a lot of close second places in there. But I just love cars, all kinds of cars. But guys, that's it for me as far as what my favorite is. That's the best I can do. But there were so many more that could probably fit into that. It's one of those things where if I dug through, and I don't want to get into that because this video would end up being an hour long, and then I'd change my mind 10 times. So, and I think we're all like that to a degree. But I'm gonna have to do another one of these. All right, guys, thanks so much for tagging along on this one, and thanks for the question, guys. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate all the subs and the support. You guys mean a lot. And have an awesome weekend. If you're not a subscriber, head over, show us some love there, give us a sub, and we will see you in the next video. God loves you guys. We'll see you later.